Hey everyone, welcome back to Kerbal Space Program. Adam here. When we left off last, we were making some course adjustments for our Eve transfers. For some reason, the original projections are way off, so I had to spend a lot of delta V on each one of those. But hopefully they're in better shape now. I do want to spend... We have almost 2 weeks until the Sphere of Influence change happens with the first of those ships, so I figured it'd be a good idea to gather some more science. So I want to take out my lunar lander. This is the Mark IV version, so it's got all the things I've learned from my other versions incorporated into it. And we're going to try to get this thing out to Minmus today and gather some science from a place we haven't been to yet. So, close on. Yeah, I guess I can leave that crap open. I don't really care. Out to the thingy. Why is that music going? We good? Yeah, we're good. I was like, why is there music going during the launch? That's not usual. Alright, so we have 13 days for this trip. Now, I do not want Jebediah here, actually. Where is my little thingy? Jebediah, get out of there. Let's add a Kerbal. Nope. Crew roster. Let us send... Who have we got? Adam, that's my name. I will send Adam. Yeah, Adam will work. And we don't need that. We do need some ascent guidance. We want to go to our normal parking orbit of 100 kilometers and find Minmus. There it is. Set as our target. No, that's the relay station. Where did Minmus go? Do not want to go to the relay station. That's quite alright. Okay, so let's launch into the plane of our target and engage the autopilot. How long is this going to be here? Oh, not long. Very dramatic looking sky going on here. That is something. Alright. So, since my video where I landed on the Mun for the first time in this series, I have made some improvements to this vehicle because I've made like 7 trips in all to the Mun now. First of which is obviously added this materials bay. The actual lifter itself has been improved with an engine cluster that gives us a little bit better power on the way up. Should make things go a lot better. It's been working very well, so I'm very pleased with this vehicle. Now, why did you not stage? Is auto stage? No, auto stage is on. Oh dear God, what just happened? Okay, obviously a major malfunction. I was just talking about how well this thing worked, too. Did everything just get separated? Disengage the autopilot. We are aborting the mission here. Just get out and away. Separate and pull the chute. I have no idea what was wrong with my staging there. Clearly some sort of horrific malfunction. I've been using this thing. I don't know why that happened. Well, you know what? I'll take the .2 science at this point. I don't even care. We're here. Yeah, we lost one of our goo containers. That was something. That was something and a half. You have to go back to the vehicle assembly building and figure out what went wrong there. That was crazy. Oh, here we go with some explosions in a second. Look out, guys, down at Mission Control. You got some crap coming in on the runway, it looks like. Good luck to them. Yeah, I have no idea. It looked like the staging was alright. It sounded like something just staged down there still. Wonder if MechJeb is staging stuff. Something lived? How could something have lived through that? I don't even think the parachute's deployed on any of the boosters or anything. That was weird. I wonder if I've updated it and made a change. I mean, obviously I made some sort of change that screwed something up, because I've been using this thing and it's been just fine. Oh, we'll have to clear that debris off the runway. That's going to cause problems, isn't it? Oh, look how close we are to the tower. Almost land on the tower. Hey guys! How's it going? That's funny. Anyway, I'm gonna go back to the vehicle assembly building real quick and figure out what the heck went wrong there. And we'll try again. And he's still going. Adam's still going. Because he lived. Well, somewhere in everything, it looks like just a couple of the stages got flipped. I don't know how that happened or why that happened, but it did happen. So, is this right now? These separate with... No, these are reversed. That would not be good. And you move on up. And just a triple check. Okay. I believe we are good this time. Must have been when I added the engine cluster down there. I must have had to move something or something, and the staging, for whatever reason, got screwed up. That's going to delay our intercept, isn't it? Because the other flight actually finished. Let's see. Because I think that's going to screw up my launching into the plane just slightly. Whoa, that was dramatic. Launch into the plane of the target. Yeah, that's a while from now. Alright. Let's check our little alarm clock. Ah, we'll be fine. Days are only 6 hours long on Kerbal, so not a big deal. Looks like another early morning attempt here. Well, maybe like early afternoon attempt. Nah, early morning-ish. Alright, Godspeed, little man. Oh, it's Jebediah. Damn it. I didn't notice that until it was too late. Jebediah gets all the glory. Oh well. After that last incident, we need our best man anyway. It's probably a good idea to have Jebediah around for this launch. He'll sort it out. When there's a malfunction, you want Jebediah around. He happens to be around a lot of the malfunctions too, so it generally works out. Now this thing shakes like crazy, but it's generally fine once the solid rocket stage comes off. I mean, those are some powerful solid rocket boosters. I have no idea what just collided, but it didn't seem to matter, so I'm not going to worry about it. And looks like we are on course here. Cool. Cool, cool, cool. We're limiting the terminal velocity, in fact. That's good. It's barely throttling down, but this thing has got some horsepower behind it. Like I said, I haven't been having any trouble at all getting this thing out to orbit and to the moons. It's pretty much my standard launcher for this sort of stuff. I do need to get some bigger fuel tanks though, because this isn't the strongest. I haven't had problems with it really wobbling too much in the center there, but and in fact I'm kind of surprised I haven't, but because generally in my experience that always happens. I am a little worried about this separation now that we are doing our gravity turn, so everybody's gonna be holding on with bated breath on this one, I guess. I don't know why, like, you make a tiny change sometimes and it just makes crazy amounts of difference. Alright, that was not clean, but it didn't blow up anything important, I don't think. Again, I need to put some Separatrons on those things, apparently. Wow, we are really freaking booking it now. This thing is going fast. That's good. Fast is good. Let's get our handy-dandy solar panel out. Handy-dandy lighting glitch. Alright. It's always a good idea to test a vehicle after you make even a tiny change, because sometimes they, like I said, they make big differences, bigger than you'd think. Alright, I am feeling good about things again now. Everything's settled down. So, theoretically, anything that should be able to land on the Mun can land on Minmus. It takes a little bit more delta V to get your transfer to Minmus than it does to do your transfer to the Mun, but it takes a lot less to land. So I'm sure it's actually quite a bit easier to land on Minmus. The hardest part really is just keeping your thrust under control enough that you don't do something silly and over thrust. I should really put a fairing on this. It would look better. Perhaps in the future I will do that. I don't really like launching stuff without fairings anymore. My Delta V info is not up. Okay. So we're coming up on our coasting stage here in a moment. And 232, so we're gonna have around 1350 Delta V remaining, and it takes like 900 and something or so to do the transfer. So this stage should be able to get us into orbit of Minmus, no problem. Feeling good. I do wish I had remembered that Jebediah was gonna be up. We're gonna have space stations and stuff soon, so there'll be guys out on assignment. It just really bugs me when the same guys go on every single mission. I wish it would rotate through the roster automatically or something, because it's kind of silly. But it's my own fault for forgetting that I have to change that every time. What can I say? How are we doing for time? Alright, 13 days. I am so nervous about that Jewel expedition, I gotta say. I mean, not Jewel. Why am I saying Jewel? The Eve expedition. No Jewel yet. There is a transfer window for Jewel opening up soon, but I do not want to do that yet, because way too many probes and whatnot involved in that, and I'm tackling kind of one thing at a time. We might be transferring some stuff out to Moho, though, at some point. Moho, though. That's kind of weird to say. So let's get rid of that. We'll leave our... we'll get rid of our orbit info, too. I do want my maneuver planner, however. And we're going to swap over to... This is kind of how I get these encounters. I just do like, what the hell? Okay. I just do like the rough encounter this way, and then I'll fine-tune things myself. I do a lot of this because MechJeb doesn't do the best job of getting these encounters set up the way I like them. I mean, I'm sure it's fine, but it's not really the way I want it to be set up. I don't really care if we're inclined relative to it, I suppose. How much Delta V is that costing me making that change? I would like to be sort of equatorial with it. Alright, what do we got? We got Minmus at 1,000,000. Which... You know what? That is a good enough encounter. I don't really care. Let's just do that. Let's just do that. I could fine-tune it all day long and get it better, but I don't feel like it. I just want to go to Minmus. That's all I care about. Now, are you going to do the time warp here at some point? No, because we're coming up on our burn very soon. Oh, that's probably part of why it's screwed up, is because I should have probably orbited around once. I think we were a little pressed for time for getting this maneuver done. That's almost a direct burn there. I could have probably done that. I don't really know how to time that exactly with Minmus, a direct injection. That's Minmus right there, I believe, because it's, yeah, it's kind of you know, like got little rotational things looking going on with it. I believe that is Minmus. Alright, well, I'll be back once we get over to the Sphere of Influence, because this burn's going to take a little bit, and there's not going to be much happening on the way out there. Alright, so we're cruising on out. Our periapsis comes up in almost 2.5 days there. This mission may end up overlapping a little bit with the Eve thing. I might have to leave him down there for a little bit so I don't have him returning home at the same exact time that I have some important transfer-y stuff going on. We'll see how long this all takes. It probably won't take him too long to get home, I guess. We're definitely slowing down. It's always such a funny thing going to Minmus. That is a crazy number of communication signals going out and about now. It's just crazy. Remote tech makes the skies get nuts. You can turn that stuff off, but I like having it on because I like to know that everything's working. Definitely need a little more speed. I'm always nervous about doing this. I could set up a maneuver thingy to do a fan. Well, you know what? While we're out here, let's be conscientious about our fuel a little bit and try to get a better periapsis here if we could. That's going to increase my inclination a lot, though, isn't it? Which way do I want to do this? This way. Now we're colliding. That's not so good. That looks alright. And it's a small burn, so do it. Do it, MechJeb. Let's check out our alarm clock. Alright. Still looking pretty good for time. Where is Minmus right now? It's always hard to spot even when you're relatively close to it. It should be like over there somewhere. No idea. Well, there's Eve again. I can always spot that. It's all purple and easy to see. That is Minmus, I think, there. It's gotta be Minmus. It's too close to be anything else. Alright. And our results were achieved. Cool beans. Cool beans. We'll be making adjustments like that regarding Eve. I have the transfer window set up like a half hour before we actually enter the sphere of influence. I should probably do it a little bit before that even, but I'm just kind of manually keeping track and we'll figure that out. Because if you do it right before you come into the sphere of influence, it's way more efficient. Costs a lot less. So let's get our orbit done here. Create and execute. And that only costs 147, so we'll be able to do some of the descent with this. Probably all of the descent if I wanted to with this stage, but I do not want to. I want it to crash. This lander has way more fuel than it needs to get this stuff done. I could probably just do this mission with the top part, but then it would be really unstable for landing, so I really like... every time I say it every time, but I love seeing those satellites buzzing around. It's really cool. I guess it actually calculates, like, based on the mass, what its apparent brightness should be. So if I build a big space station, it should be easy to spot. I believe. It does. That mod has a feature, the Distant Objects mod, has a feature that does allow you to have the models active, so you can see them through telescopes and stuff. But unfortunately, if you use that, it made all of my pods explode when they would hit the atmosphere. I have no idea why that's connected. It's apparently a known problem. I haven't checked recently to see if there's been an update to the mod yet, but it's apparently a known problem. It's kind of an odd one. Now, coming in from this high up is pretty stupid, really, because it just kind of creates extra time for gravity to pull us down. So we kind of want to lower our orbit down further here. So let's just execute that, and we'll go ahead and circularize that 30-kilometer orbit. I'll probably end up switching over to those ships about a day before they actually switch over to the new sphere of influence, so we really have about 9 days and 13 hours, because then I can get a maneuver done and make sure that that's all good to go. For some reason, I'm nervous about these Eve things. I've landed on Moho. You've seen me land on Moho in my previous series, but for some reason I'm more nervous about this. It's kind of a complicated launch system I'm using. It was a complicated launch system that I used in the other one, though. I generally try to launch multiple vehicles on one, or multiple probes or satellites or whatever. Oh, that looks cool. Look at that. That is pretty sweet. Anyway, like I was saying, I usually try to launch multiple things on one vessel to save time and resources and all that. So I don't really know why I'm more nervous about this one than I was about the other, but I am. For some reason, I feel really confident and comfortable operating inside of the Kerbal system, you know, like the Mun and the Moon, or the Mun and Minmus and stuff. But when you get into interplanetary space, I don't know. It's like a sense of vertigo, like hopeless vertigo-ness that goes on. So we have 278 left, and obviously we want to try to land in one of these lake beds as our first landing, one of the flats. Which way does Minmus rotate? Probably this way, I would think. So that's just going into night there, I think. Probably don't want to deal with that. This site looks alright, doesn't it? Assuming that it is rotating the way I think it is, it looks alright. Come on. Wrong way. And bloop. And yeah, we got plenty of Delta V to deal with this, so let's deal with it. Fingers crossed. As soon as we get this this burn done, we'll go ahead and separate the stage. I'd rather not do a nighttime landing, if I'm honest, but we'll see how it goes. I want my fine controls on here too. We're going to do this manually without MechJeb. I mean, we'll use instrumentation from MechJeb, but I'm going to manually deal with the landing itself. And I want my surface info then. If we actually make it into that little lake bed, it should be 0 for the surface height anyway, but alright, let's go ahead and say sayonara to that. Kind of a weird wobbly separation on that one. I don't know why that was. And this is going to take a little bit to close in on our landing site here. We are going slow. Low and slow. And hopefully it seems like I was right about which way Minmus is rotating. Hopefully I am, because otherwise it's going to get a little dark. We got lights anyway, but I don't have a lot of solar power, and I would like to get a lot of science, and I guess we could just camp out. I don't even know how long a night is on Minmus, actually. That's a good question. We should learn these things about the places that we are going. Do I have my fine controls on and it's moving like that? That seems crazy. Alright, so I really have no need to start braking yet. Not exactly sure what altitude I am going to start braking. Maybe 10. I do want to like cancel out some of this vertical, or horizontal, I should say, speed. So let's just do a little bit. And I want to rotate so my solar panels are going the right way. And maybe we'll just do a long, steady burn here. It's going to be too long of a burn at this rate, though. Yeah, this is going to be way too long of a burn at this rate. Which side's a window on? That side? It's probably good he's not blinded by the sun. Well, let's get our gear down. For some reason, you always have to press G twice to get the gear to come down. I have no idea why. Never used to be like that. I'm gonna turn that off for a little bit here. How are we doing? Looking like we're coming in right on schedule. I am feeling pretty good. Let's do a teensy tiny bit of time warping to get us down to like 8,000. 8,000. Alright, now we're going to get a little more aggressive to cancel this out. And let's turn on our lights, because they do assist. It's not exactly dark here, but it's not exactly light either. Alright, keep the thrust going, but turn it way down. We are accelerating ever so slightly, so... Minmus is always a little weird to land on, just because it always feels like every little correction you make is like way too much, which is kind of true in the gravity that you have here. Alright, so we're looking at 5,800. Let's cut for a little bit here and get some falling going on. I can't leave my engine at even a tiny bit of thrust, I don't think, can I? It's like if I get it in like exactly there, we'll still be accelerating, but bleed off some of the speed so we don't accelerate quite so quick. That's kind of what I want. Alright, and we are at 5 kilometers. Almost coming down perfectly straight now. So almost got that horizontal velocity out. It's a slow process landing here. Could have had MechJeb do it. It does it a little more aggressively and crazily, because it's a little more confident than I am, I guess. So once we get down to about 1,000 or so, I didn't even hear that thing crash. It must have gone out of the physics range. But once we get down to about 1,000, why are we getting off target here? Once we get down to about 1,000 or so, I'm going to increase the burn. I am increasing it now just because we got a little bit of velocity going there. I guess while I was looking around, something happened. I don't know. And try to like get it right in on that sweet spot there. There we go. Kind of wish I had an analog throttle instead of the digital. What is that? Is that a anomaly? No, it says a terrain. I think it's terrain scatter. It looks weird though, because there's no other ones near it. Alright, a little bit thrustier here, please. Getting to the point where I want my two hands on the... I'm going to turn on my lamp here too, because it's getting kind of dark. Getting to the point, want my two hands on the controls so I can hit X as quick as possible. Alright. 800 meters. I keep thinking the engines are cutting out, but it's just the sound cutting out for some reason. 620. I don't think I want to increase thrust. I think this is looking like a pretty good thrust level to get this done. 12. I'm actually gonna have to cut thrust a little bit. 350. Alright, thrusting up just a hair again. A little more of a hair. The ground starts looking like it's coming up mighty quick at a certain point. Nice and easy. Easy does it, easy does it. 70 meters. The gravity is pretty light here too, so this part's hard. Don't want to hover is the main thing here. And boom. Picture perfect landing there, Jeb. Picture perfect. That was fantastic. Whew. So we are down on the surface, safe and sound. Let's get rid of some of this extraneous stuff here. And take a look. We're still looking at 10 days, 12 hours. Cool. So let's get our antenna deployed and start getting some science done. I didn't even do I should have done a crew report while I was doing that, but I was too focused on my not dying. Ladder. Alright, deploy. Let's do some scanny scans. I think it's always fun. 40 science, not too shabby. How are we doing for power here? Not great, but we do have solar panels. This thing only works in space, so I should have used that on the way back up. Well, I can't use it on the way back up. I think this thing only works in space too. Oops. Should have used both of those while we were on our way down, but I completely forgot because I got all focused on the landing. Let's go ahead and log our seismic data. We're going to keep that because we'll get more value out of it for returning it. Yeah, I just have one of those scanners on here. It doesn't do anything. And that. And yes. What was the other thing? Oh yeah, materials bay. Trying to get as much done as I can here. I'm not even reading that stuff. I should. Okay. Jebediah, you lucky jerk, you get to be another first guy. Let us, before we actually get down to the surface, send that off on its merry little way. And let's go down and do our usual flag planting and stuff. I could probably jetpack over there, but I can't really get another sample. I'm going to hold off on that. I don't have a way of transporting more than one sample back, so I think we're just going to wait. We'll have multiple landing sites. Whee! Holy crap, I forgot how high I can jump. Yeah, okay. We'll keep that data. I don't think I need to use the RCS pack to get down safely. I think you can just do it anyway, but we'll, whatever. And take a surface sample. Nice, we're gonna have a decent amount of science from this. Now, I'm gonna actually go back up there again and transmit that other report, and then come back out and we'll do the flag planting and stuff. I could probably hop this thing over there, like I said, easily, but there's really no reason to. I don't even remember how much fuel it has left. It has tons, though, I believe. How much fuel does it actually have left? Oh, yeah. But we're not going to worry about that. Review steward data, transmit, and we'll keep that one. So let's go for a little bit of a walk, I guess. Oh, nice and graceful. I was trying to just save time and jump off, but whatever. Let's get a look at what we're actually looking at out here, too. To our EVA report. What? Whatever. Oh, that's a nice view. Right there. I like that. It's kind of poetical and lovely. Let's go look around. Actually, let's plant the flag so that in case we have to leave in a hurry, at least the flag is planted. My fancy new flag that I have not really utilized much, but it's backwards. Can't really read it because it's in the dark, but first, oh, caps lock. First manned Minmus landing. And I don't really ever bother putting plaque stuff on there. Let's just go check out one of these mountains, I guess. I don't really need to keep as much of an eye on my RCS. Oh, those are farther away than they looked. Now that I'm getting up here, those are not close, are they? But I don't need to worry too much about my RCS pack. I do want to keep somewhat of an eye on it, though, because I don't want to have to walk all the way back. But at least on Minmus, we get a lot of bang for our buck out of the RCS. This is actually not a bad place for a future base. It's nice and flat, and yet there's interesting mountains near it. I could see a base being like right over here, maybe on that little mound there. Nice landing spot, and then have a couple rovers drive you over there. Yeah, this is probably going to be a spot for a base, I think. I don't know why. I kind of like it. I gotta get another shot here, even though you can't see Jeb's face. So I assume that this is indeed a different biome over here. This is probably the slopes. This was something flats. The lesser flats, I think, maybe? I actually learned the names kind of vaguely from doing the scanning and with the satellite. Oh yeah, this is a pretty decent base site. I like this base site. Let's go take a look at the potential base site. I have to burn downwards here. Slow down, Jeb. We got going way too fast, and we're actually almost halfway through our fuel, so we kind of want to come down anyway. Like to have a little bit of a safety margin on the fuel. It's hard to tell exactly how fast you're going. Feels like I'm not going very fast now. But now that I'm getting closer, it looks a little bit more like I'm going kind of fast. Nah, he's falling straight down almost. You got this, Jeb. Stick the landing, Jeb. Oh, there's my shadow. Higher than it looks. Break, break, break. Alright, not so bad. That breathing noise is very distracting. I don't know how I feel about that breathing noise, to be honest. It's kind of cool. It adds some illusion, I guess. And touchdown. Nice and smooth. Look at that. Alright, well, I'm going to check things out for a little bit, and we'll be back in a minute. Alright, well, we have returned to the lander, getting ready to leave. I did pick up another EVA report from over there. I figured why not? I was on the slopes. I couldn't get another sample, of course, because the pod only has room for the one, so get what you can get, I guess. We'll have to set up a... I like this location a lot. We'll have to set up a base here. I'm actually pretty happy with this place. So, pretty much just pile on in here, I guess. How much time do we have left? I think that's enough time for him to get home. How much food does he have left on the ship, I wonder? He could spend a little bit of time here on Minmus if he had to, I suppose. Alright, so what do you got for food? He's got 38 days. He could spend some time here. In fact, I think I may have him spend a little bit of time here just as a theoretical study of life on an alien world. We can probably turn off the lights. It's going to get dark at some point. Like I said, I don't know how long night is here, but he's going to spend some time here, I think. We'll bring him back after we do the transfers for the Eve stuff. So anyway, guys, I'm going to leave it here. I want to thank you for watching, and we'll be back later with more Kerbal Space Program. See you next time.